We used to be in love. Yeah, she was my girlfriend, only she doesn't remember it because it wasn't her. Because her dad threw her off a magic cliff and she died, and then I lost my temper and nearly destroyed half the universe. And she came back out of the past. There she is. Everyone else who died in the past stayed dead, not her. Why? Was it the magic cliff? I don't know. That's some freaking Infinity Stone scientist.
We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Rip your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's gonna be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your take's so hot!
Come on. It's so good. It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. What is happening, everybody? Today is Tuesday, May 9th, 2023, and this is episode number 629 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we've got Mr. Jason Nyes.
Who made this?
Kelly Harris. What's up, Kelly?
If it was you that cummed outside of my work, I'll find you.
Oh, no.
Kelly has your taste and your scent, and he's tracking you down.
Oh. And our good buddy Mahoney. What's up, Mahoney?
I don't know how to follow those two. So just set the bar too high.
Patio
I learned
furniture.
from watching Unwrapped on the Food Network that to really get the flavor of something, you gotta aerate it. You gotta while you're chewing.
Fuck.
Kelly's swirling that loading dock jizz around in a wine glass.
Oh.
You gotta use the gold-plated spoon that the taste tester at the ice cream factory had on that one episode of Unwrapped I watched as a boy.
That's right. Remember, you don't have to swallow it, Kelly. You can just spit it out once you get the
Right
taste.
in the trash can.
Yep, that's what
All
they
right.
do with ice cream.
So are we ready to talk about this? Or are we saving it for
I think
Kelly's
we have
week?
to.
Yeah.
The episode of Unwrapped I watched?
No, the pile of cum you found.
Oh, that. Okay. So earlier today at work, I was it was regular Tuesday business, getting the new shipment of stuff. Gets delivered to our loading dock. It was a new driver from the freight place, so he was having quite a hard time getting into our dock, as it is at a very odd angle, and there is a garage that is near us that was very poorly planned. So every driver has a really rough time getting in to our place the first time until they figure out, like, oh, okay, this is how I need to swing the car or whatever. So
Not uncommon to be down there and helping people out the first time, basically.
correct. He was driving his best, doing his best, and we have like a little, I don't know, it stuck out like probably 2 feet. It was like this little wooden, like metal bumper thing where it was like, hey, you aim for these. And he just plowed right into that fucking thing and tore it right off the building.
Oh, no.
So I was like, oh, I'll fix that later. Not fixing it. It was just moving it out of the way so next week's shipment comes that they don't run that thing over. Because that piece of metal is heavy as fuck. So that just went somewhere away from the dock, and it's a problem for someone that's not me. But after I move that, I look at the little like rubber bumper thing on the side of the dock plate, And I noticed there's a little drip coming out of it. And then I look in the hole,
God.
and it just straight up looks like there's cum in the hole.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
drip wasn't all that suspicious, but the whole big pile of cum was pretty weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what it could be.
Illuminati.
No.
I know what it is.
Because, like, here's the thing. That is not, like, cum level. That is, like... That's a good 5 feet up. So, like, it's up to my chest. So someone either had a step stool, or
Alright.
they were carrying it around. And,
So what you're telling me, Kelly, is you believe 2 children in a trench coat,
Yeah.
one standing on the other one's shoulders.
Yeah, there may have been a clown there for them to intimidate.
Yeah, and they were like, we gotta make this happen. We gotta come
Yeah.
in that hole.
If we all run train on this building,
This
the clown
loading
will
dock.
get scared and leave.
It truly is disgusting.
Yeah, like because I don't know what else it could be.
There's no doubt about it. That's a pile of cum.
100% cum. Because
Yeah,
absolutely.
that is a hole. That is definitely cum. And dudes are animals.
Yeah. How
But
they got up there, I have
Yes.
absolutely no
Yes.
idea. Perhaps there was a pallet there until recently. Who
could they
knows?
have been
Yeah.
up on the loading dock?
hanging off?
I don't think so. It would be an incredibly awkward angle for them to pull that off.
Okay.
Well,
okay,
Kelly, I
okay.
got news for you. It seems they are okay with incredibly awkward.
if they were to jump up on this thing, would it be able to support them? Because could they like fold themselves over the top of it so that their dick is perfect height for the hole?
No, I don't think so. I really think it.
I'm gonna need you to try this tomorrow when you go to work.
My theory is that they were just walking around with it in their mouth and they spit it in there.
No
God
way.
fucking
There's-
damn it!
No way. It's too far back. It's too far back, and it's too perfectly pooled. There's no, way they
that's not
spit
too
that in
far
there.
back to be spit.
You don't think?
I tell you what, I could spit cum farther than I could fucking cum it.
Yeah, but they're in the hole though. They're in the hole when they're finishing.
Yeah, but you could just put your lips
Can,
up to
wait,
it and
can we pause for a moment? Is that true?
I feel like I can spit farther than I can ejaculate.
You might need to get your flows checked.
Bro!
Well, I know.
like pretty far.
Yeah.
I know
yeah,
what
I
we're
would do
doing next time we all hang
Okay,
out.
yeah, no, Lee, I understand that you can spit pretty far if you like hawk up a loogie or something,
Yes.
but a mouthful of cum? You gonna spit a mouthful of cum that far?
I mean, a
I mean, that's got
mouthful of
roughly
cum.
the same consistency of a loogie, right? Yeah.
I guess.
I'll fucking Triple H that shit.
I mean, listen, I'm no expert. I'm just skeptical, is all.
My other theory on what happened
Triple
is
If
H.
you
that
spit a mouthful of cum, send us an email.
I do have another theory on what happened. When the truck crashed into the building and ripped that part off,
Okay.
it made the building come.
Oh, maybe.
It was very much. It was somewhere on the building. There is a sign that I've never seen that says "Don't hit me, I'll come."
Okay. Here's another theory. What if there was a dude back there, a vagrant, masturbating?
Yeah, we got
I just
plenty of
want
those.
to give everybody that's here for the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 review a big welcome.
We'll get to that. We're busy. We're solving a mystery.
So this cool ass guy is masturbating out by your loading dock, and then what was it? A FedEx driver?
Yeah,
FedEx driver comes barreling in, doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, unknowingly clips this guy mid cum.
Causes it to comically shoot in the air, land perfectly in the hole.
Well, no. It comically sends him into the hole.
Oh.
Oh, so he's little now?
No. He flies from the
Oh,
hit.
he Uncle Phil'd him.
He got
Okay,
stuck.
I see.
He
Yes.
got stuck dick first in the hole.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
see.
He
Speaking
bullseye.
of
And they're
things
like,
I'm not.
wait.
What?
Now there's a hole. Holy shit! It's a whole different ball game now, and then it's over.
Yeah.
But then he scuttles away before Kelly can see him.
Yep.
I am also not an expert in this subject matter, Kelly, but perhaps what you found is a tiny little mouse cum jar.
Oh. That's
Maybe
a
there's just
theory.
one pervert mouse who crawls up there every night, jizzes in that puddle, then walks off.
That could be.
Have you considered going through that Ethan Page Hornswoggle toy hunt video, seeing if you can find any evidence?
Well, I didn't see anything when I watched it on Sunday, but now I know what I'm looking for.
I told you, man. You should have tasted it.
Get a straw, suck it right out of there.
Oh God.
Cum is gross.
absurd.
Big ups to all you ladies and dudes out there that put it in your mouth. Not all you.
If it's not you, you know. If you
I'm
think we're
talking
not
someone
about you, we're
else's.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, that's my
uh,
week.
That's a hell of a way to kick off a program.
Yeah.
Also, if you happen to be in the Wisconsin area and you've been coming in a loading dock, please stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least find a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Somebody's
maybe
listening
you
right
didn't
now and they're
know.
like, but we're in love.
Yeah, what if it's like one of those weird stories where somebody got married to your loading dock?
Ah, shit.
I fucking hope so.
Slippery slope, man.
Yep.
First
What
we
an
let
absurd
women
way
have
to start
rights.
This show. Oh my god.
Now, first of all, I'm downstairs making dinner. And no. Earlier
Oh.
today. And at some point I missed like 45 messages from our group text. So I'm making dinner,
There was-
minding my
there
own
were some
business.
bangers today.
Making dinner, minding my own business, and Lisa turns to me and goes, What's this picture of cum Kelly sent?" And I go, "What?"
Pardon?
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
And then you're like, oh, that is what that is.
Yeah, and then she showed me and I was like, that is absolutely a pile of cum inside of a hole.
Like, neat.
Tough world being homeless.
And he fucking port in a storm.
Yep.
Oh, Christ.
I wouldn't put it past some anime kid though.
Oh yeah,
No,
it probably
not at
they
all.
probably have a nice house. They probably just come to your comic store and jizz in your wall.
Yeah.
Waifu
If you
loading
cleaned
dock.
it out, which if honestly if it was me, I wouldn't clean it out. I'd
Oh,
be
no,
like,
no,
oh,
no,
that's
that's-
there forever now.
That's there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you cleaned it out, you'd probably notice some really bummed out kid.
Yeah. Oh, hey guys, did anyone clean out your dock for no reason? Like, I'm not asking for any particular reason. I'm just wondering if there
I
was any
seem
like
to
for
have
a friend.
misplaced something.
if there was any like I don't know, deposits or donations made recently.
Maybe some seeds, you know what I'm saying? I'll leave, it's okay. Whew, that's like fucking dropping fire tonight, Kelly.
That's about all I got because it fucking now I think tonight this will be the last show with Kelly begging board and comics ASMR.
Nice.
Hey,
think
all
I'm
right,
done.
there you go.
I finally pared my collection down to below 7,000 books.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yikes.
7,000 books.
We're sitting at, I believe, 6,833 currently.
I remember when I had
have
it all
no
inventoried and cataloged, and I would use it when I would go and buy back issues and all that. And then one day I just said, I don't want this as part of my life anymore. And just stopped.
That's fucking wild.
The worst
can't
part of
imagine.
owning comics is owning comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there is that. It's fucking nuts. What have I been? Oh, okay. All right. So, so this past weekend at the Rodriguez house, we had an honest to God family dinner with most of my surviving family. Something
How
I didn't
many
think about.
That's
many
weird.
subs did you order?
No subs.
Just
So it was
2
my,
for Zoe.
yeah. That's my dad and his girlfriend, my brother.
Shout out
His
to your
wife
dad
is
for
in
having a girlfriend,
Texas.
because your dad's like 107.
And no legs.
Yeah.
Dudes
And no
out
legs.
there can't get laid. Lee's dad out here, no legs, just slinging it.
Hey,
Yeah.
he got that third
Man.
leg. That's all he needs.
That's right.
And my dad's got a particular brand of swagger.
Yeah, he does.
It just,
He does.
It just
He
kind of
does.
is what it is.
He's
you
a
know?
charmer.
It just is what it is.
A particular brand of swagger.
It's true.
It's more of a
Fucking true.
wobble.
I was
Don't
telling,
tell him I said that. He'll beat me up.
He beat the shit out of
telling
you.
Jack
He'd love it.
stories. So, if you're new to the show or just forgot or what have you, my dad was in a horrible accident. He was 9 years old. He was run over by something called a bush hog.
9
And,
years old. I don't think I remembered that. That's horrendous.
Oh, it's nuts. He
That's
should have
some-
died. It's like
some walk hard
it's,
shit.
it's insane that he survived.
I had
Yeah,
always thought he had something happen in the war.
He's,
No,
he's
no. He was a
essentially
kid.
the early child version of Jeremy Renner.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I think about it like, and my son is the age he was, and he fucking got mutilated. It's insane. Like, I can't imagine just being that small and going through something like that. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But he made it through, survived, and he's had prosthetics his whole life, and he now they're insane. Like, each one weighs like 6 pounds or some shit like that. They're these crazy space age things weigh next to nothing. They have all this sort of all the give and movement in the ankle you want to. They're better than my legs, right? Like they're unabashedly better than any of our fucking legs combined. But I was telling Jack stories about the crazy shit Dad used to do with his legs the other day, and I thought this kid was going to piss his pants because he's very, very. He digs Dad's robot legs. He calls them robot legs all the time. He loves his robot legs. And I told him about back in the day, he had a couple of buddies who would wrestle in these local trash bag promotions, and Dad would be like their manager. And they all wore these like black luchador masks with hourglasses on the side, and they were the Black Widows. That was their fucking gimmick. And they were in this tiny ass gym, and the finish of the match was genius. So Dad had on jeans shorts and his biker chaps, so it looked like he was wearing regular pants. Towards the end of the match, he was going to pop off one of his legs, throw it in the ring, so one of his guys could hit the other guy with it and get the pin. Some shit you've never seen before. And so, sure enough, they got the crowd all riled up. These old rednecks wanted to murder them to death. They ended up having to be escorted out of the high school gymnasium they were wrestling in by the police because the crowd was in a fucking fervor by the end of this match.
Wow.
Because these people don't understand wrestling. But leg pops off. Dad throws the leg into the ring, and a hush falls across the crowd. Homeboy gets popped in the face, pin 1, 2, 3. And then this one guy stands up in the back of the room and goes, I know who the hell that is. That's Johnny Rod. The crowd goes apeshit, trying to fucking murder my dad and his friends.
Oh my god.
I know that leg anywhere.
Yeah, I know who the hell that is.
I know that legless son of a bitch anywhere.
We were at like a fucking town festival, like a little carnival thing, and a juggler asked for 3 things he'd never juggled before from the crowd, and sure as shit, my dad tossed a leg up there. I thought the guy was gonna piss his pants too. Like I said, his own brand of swagger.
A good sport.
Yeah. But he was here. My brother and his wife and their kid came in from Texas, which I wasn't sure was ever going to happen again. So that was kind of it happened.
Well, yeah,
And,
not after last time when you refused to see them, as you nearly died.
My other brother brought his girlfriend over, and she was very nice. And fucking goddamn. So my brother Jonathan walks in with his girlfriend. She's very nice. And Jax is like, who's this? And
Who's
he's
the
like, "This is my
broad?"
girlfriend." Like, no, he goes, this is my girlfriend. And Jax goes, aren't you like 30 something? Shouldn't you have already had a girlfriend?
Oh my god. Savage.
Like it was the first time he'd ever had a girlfriend. It was fucking savage. Like this kid's a
Roasted his
goddamn
ass,
animal.
honestly.
It's
Jax,
he
what the
does.
fuck? It's
I swear
hard
to God,
out
it's what he
here.
does.
It reminds me
know.
of when we hung at Disney with the Mahonies, and at one point, Katie, they were talking to Katie about me and Mary, and brought up the fact that we were married, and Katie was like, "They're married?" Just didn't understand the concept that me and Mary were married. I guess she thought we were
Why
brother
would you
and
not
sister
be
or
married?
something.
I don't know.
She just thought we were some cool ass friends.
Katie's like, obviously these heathens are out of wedlock.
Just living in sin. But Dad brought over a big pot of rice and gandules, which was great, and I made some Puerto Rican style pork chops. It was all fucking delicious. It was great.
Puerto Rican style pork chops.
Oh, they were good. Oh, they were so fucking good.
That sounds good.
So good. But then
Lee, you
know,
should have
after-
watched Backlash.
Yeah,
no thank you.
Looked like a good show.
the land of your people.
But things took a turn after they left, though, because
What?
I forget who it was. It might have been, I think it was my brother's girlfriend. She had brought with her a canister of
Jizz.
200 milligram Delta 8 gummies.
Oh, Delta 8 is weird.
It really is. And so I decided to go on a little adventure, and I had the good sense to cut this son of a bitch in half, so it was only 100 as opposed to 200. And I'm very glad I did the 100, because if I'd taken the whole thing, I probably would have ended up thinking the devil was real by the time the night was over. Because it was so much. About 8 o'clock when I ate this thing. I wasn't totally cool again until 2 p.m. the next day.
Oh,
It was
my
fucking
God.
horrible. It was officially too much of a good thing. I don't know exactly where that number is, but it's well below 100. I can't fucking imagine coming out the other side of 2. It's fucking ridiculous. It was really fun until it wasn't. Until it was like, I just want to be normal again.
You're just sitting there and Sandstorm is playing in your head and you can't make it stop.
It's so much. Fucking so much. So I still got that half for a rainy day.
Man.
When
Yeah,
I'm ready to
maybe
fucking-
maybe just flush that down the toilet and let some turtle have
Nicole
it.
suggested cutting it into smaller pieces. So like, yeah, might not be a bad idea.
The other day, I was thinking about our hangs in Vegas, and I just was so proud that we finally got to quote unquote hang, Lee. Such a good time.
I'll have to hang again next time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Let's see
Does that
some
mean
darkness.
when
Let's
you
see
guys
the
try
devil.
and figure out who can spit or come farther?
Okay, now put your toes behind the line. No cheating. No cheating.
And hey,
Right.
if I'm
Jose, go to
getting
the end
any
and wait.
sort of
Jose,
distance, I need to be celibate for like a month. And then let's see.
That fucking
Can you
parking
imagine?
lot with his hair are gonna be special.
You just wait for a month, like a long jumper, standing at like a starting line,
Yep.
waiting to see how far you can make it go.
Well, I mean, there's a record for everything. Somebody out there has done it. I guarantee you they have.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
definitely.
Well, I mean, it's probably a porn actor, right?
I mean, maybe.
I don't know. Is it?
Most.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's
Oh,
marathon
I just Googled.
runners
Hold
and
on.
there's sprinters.
I just Googled longest ejaculation, and the first thing that comes up is 18 foot 9 inches.
18 feet.
What?
The record for the farthest ejaculation is Horst Schultz. He achieved 18 foot and 9 inches, 6 meters. It was 42.7 miles per hour.
And his name was Horse?
Horst.
42 miles an hour?
Horst.
Gonna come right out the back of her head.
When was this? Like 1986?
Horst is
Imagine-
definitely a 1912 sounding
Imagine
name.
you're getting a
Yeah.
blowjob and you come 42 miles an hour and it just splatters all over the ceiling above her.
It's just like the back of the car in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh no. You're like, I gotta call the Guinness
That's
Book of World
a lot.
Records.
I killed Marvin.
I can't find.
Marvin.
I
Now,
can't
would
find
that-
what
Oh, that's
year
so
this
much.
happened.
Would that would just be a manslaughter charge?
I think so, yeah. It wasn't
Yeah.
intentional. No jury is possibly going to convict you of intentionally shooting your cum through the back of somebody's head.
Oh, God, that's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
A lot of cum tonight.
What you got, Nice?
Oh man, you know how some weeks when you're kind of compiling your notes for the podcast, you're like, I didn't do shit this week, and it seems like that happens 9 times out of 10 since COVID. It's like I just do the same shit over and over and over and over again. Not this week though.
Yeah.
Not this week.
No. Nuh-uh.
I saw two movies in the movie theater.
What?
No way.
Oh, shit.
2 movies. Me and Jose did a midday dude smooch trip and went and saw Evil Dead Rise, and it was us and one other lady in the theater, and it was fucking awesome, and it was loud, and it was a huge screen, and we got really stoned beforehand, and it was a really good time. Evil Dead Rise, if you still can, it's coming to digital very quickly, but if you still can see it in the theaters, I would suggest it, just because the sound design is next level stuff. And
The
it's
sound
all,
design is great. The makeup is fucking bonkers.
yes. Fucking the shit when the little queer girl starts bleeding out of her eyes looks
Ugh.
so real. It's like black goo. It's like, how the fuck
Yeah,
do you
it's
even
so
do
gnarly.
that? It's great. It hits all the, usual Evil Dead beats, but instead it's set in a Los Angeles apartment building that is condemned and was also the site of a grisly suicide, and that's where they find the book. The apartment building shit gave me Critters 3 and Demon Knight vibes, because in Demon Knight they're all kind of trapped in the hotel.
I fucking love Demon Knight.
Demon Knight is one of the greatest movies of all time.
It
Tales
might
from
be.
the
It
Crypt,
might be. Fucking
Demon Knight.
Billy Zane like a motherfucker in Demon Knight.
Yeah. Billy Zane is in Titanic because of his performance in Demon Knight.
You know what? I'll fucking take that to the bank.
It was
Believe
also,
that shit.
also on Thursday, me and Mary had our anniversary. 10 fucking years we've been married. It feels weird
Yeah.
to say that because, things have been solid, the whole time. So 10 years is a lot. So we celebrated. We had she had a nice little 4-day weekend. So we hung out. We went and walked around downtown Mount Dora, got some good food, smoked a Skywalker OG pre-roll joint to the head, and got really silly. She's been playing the Jedi Survivor game and beat it, I think 2-3 days ago while I was in the room.
Nice.
So that was cool. I was cheering her on. She says it's her the best game she's ever played, or her favorite game of all time, something like that.
Nice.
No shit.
Pretty cool, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And then, so what? It was tough because May's Star Wars month. Our anniversary is May the 4th, and Jedi Survivor comes out, and then Fortnite's like, hey, we got Star Wars too, and we only got one PS5, so I just had to bide my time and let her get tired of playing Jedi Survivor, and then I can hop on and grab a lightsaber and force push motherfuckers off of floating islands.
Force pushing them off the island is so fun. Force pushing them when you get down to the last two, and you force push them into the storm over and over again. There's nothing better in this
That
world.
Darth Maul one is deadly too. Like that's if you can aim it correctly, that's almost a guarantee kill.
Absolutely.
I'm down to the point with all the Star Wars quests where, you know, there's new quests coming in 2.5 days, but all I've got left is get 38 headshots with a fucking clone trooper rifle or an assault rifle.
That's a lot of headshots.
Yeah, so it's just grinding for the next 2.5 days until those new quests pop up.
You probably have to do that against the stormtroopers. Like you land at that little spot where the stormtroopers are, where you can get those guns, and then you just piss off the NPCs.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that could work. That could definitely bring it up. Mary and I got a duos win before the show tonight, and her plan was, since it was duos, we could knock somebody and then shoot them in the head, execution style.
That's very fair.
That's a classic strategy. But man, I love the updates that they've done to the lightsaber and just the way you can move with it and the double jump.
Yeah.
You get down to the final two and you got a lightsaber, they can't touch you.
It's true.
Yeah, they were trying to shoot me from behind a tree, and I was kind of feeling desperate. I'm like, I don't know, this will fucking fly, whatever. Because I had the pull. So I pulled them, and the whole tree explodes, and they come up next to me, and I zoom, 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 and they explode into a pile of loot.
Yes. Oh.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I, of course, watch all the live stream of the professional guy, and he hates the lightsabers. He hates people throwing rocks at him, hates all the force powers. But for the players like me and you and all of us, I think it's fucking wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said the regular Fortnite players must fucking hate Star Wars weeks.
Absolutely.
But I love it. Yeah, we smoked that joint to the head and then played Fortnite, and Mary was using Jedi Survivor controls instead of Fortnite controls.
Oh no!
She's like, I'm fucking building. What's going on? Okay, so we're gonna talk Guardians a little bit later, but I do have a story from Guardians, and I've talked about this theater often on this show. It's our only true IMAX screen in all of Central Florida. It's where I've seen all of the big movie events. I saw Fantasia 2000 back there, like when it first opened.
Holy shit.
Saw all the Star Wars sequels, Infinity War, Endgame, Dark Knight. Fucking went and saw the Mission Impossible movie that had the Dark Knight Rises prologue before it at that screen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I forgot they did that.
Been going there for forever. But I don't think I've been there since COVID. It's $25 a ticket, and that's what we're used to. We're paying for the premium IMAX experience.
Yeah.
And then we get there and we sit down and the trailers start playing, and there's a big fucking dark stain or run or whatever dead center of the screen running vertically up and down. It's just like a big old floor to ceiling skid mark. And like in some of the darker scenes, you don't notice it. But when the scene's like bright white, clear as day. So instead of
that's bullshit.
That's
bullshit.
Instead of bothering the poor minimum wage employees working at the theater that day, I said I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna go on the website. I'm going to find the Regal website. I'm going to find the IMAX website. And I'm going to send them a dirty complaint because that's bullshit. And I'm not paying $25 a ticket for a subpar experience like that. So you guys let me know when you get your shit together, and then maybe we'll be back. But it wasn't
last time I did that at the movie. Whoa. Last time I did that at the movie theater, I sent them an email. They responded to my email and said, go to the movie theater and talk to them about it. I was like, no, if I wanted to do that, I would have done that when I was at the fucking movie theater.
Right. I'm not going back. And
Yeah.
you know what they were going to tell me? Go on the website.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course.
They do that on purpose.
They just make you try twice so that
They
you give
put you
up.
in customer service loops just so they
Yeah.
don't have to deal with you. But like just the logistics of it, some fucking 18-year-old isn't going to get up on a cherry picker and scrub a 70-foot screen.
Oh,
I
of course
understand. It's Regal or it's IMAX who need to invest the money to maintain their screens. And all these fucking movie theaters.
How the fuck does that happen, though?
I don't know.
Where the fuck does it come from?
Well,
Some
Probably-
Yahoo probably
remember,
threw a Coke.
No, yeah. Remember the fucking Minions movie when people are throwing bananas?
No.
Somebody
Oh,
probably
yeah.
whipped a banana up there and got it stuck at the top.
No, I think there's
Oh,
probably
used
a
its way
leak
down.
in the ceiling.
Oh,
That's
that
what
could
it
be
looks
too,
like,
Yeah.
is a leak.
Yeah. Solid guess.
But
Oh my god! I remember these dickheads were like wearing tuxedos to go see the Minions.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
whipping
that,
bananas at the screen.
Yeah.
but it was the first time, and this was opening weekend of Guardians. The first time I remember this theater being less than half full. You know, it was noon on Friday, but still, this is the screen. So maybe everyone else knew about it before I did. Maybe I should have Googled it. Point Orlando IMAX screen stains at twitter.com. And then last thing, it's summertime. We've been hanging out on our patio a bunch. Since we moved in here, the only furniture we've had out there is those folding like canvas beach chairs. And that's 3 years of beach chairs just sitting out in the Florida sun, so they started to fall apart. So we needed we
they're
needed
not-
emergency patio furniture, and it's great.
Yeah.
We found
Past
some.
their useful life, I would say.
Yeah, we are having a good time out on our patio now, just living it up.
Awesome.
Love that for you.
Oh, one last story. The patio furniture was one of many errands that we ran on Saturday. One of them is we wanted to check out the local antique mall over here, which is a big deal. It's like a huge, long, like flea market antique mall. We get there right when it opens, walk in, maybe 2 booths down before I see my first swastika.
Oh.
No.
It was a military memorabilia booth, and it had signs posted that were like, we are not celebrating these things. These were medals pulled off of fucking Nazi corpses, but I don't know.
But if you're buying, we're selling.
Yeah, the problem is at this point in history, it's like, are people buying this because they like World War
Right.
II? Or are they buying this because they're a Nazi?
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't be putting swastikas into, circulation.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. Maybe we should just respect history. You ever think about that? And also, just by chance, did you know that the Luftwaffe had a flying saucer?
Who?
Unreal.
I bet you didn't know that.
Oh my god. I did
Let's
enjoy
think about you.
the recent Nazi coverage where they were protesting, I don't know, fucking abortions or who knows what,
Drag
trans
story
people,
time.
whatever ridiculous thing that people decide shouldn't exist anymore.
Right.
And a bunch of Nazis showed up to protest with them. And I'm like, that really, honestly, should be the end of your protest. You should be like, oh shit, the Nazis are on our side.
Yeah, I mean, we've been
Like,
saying that
whoops.
since Charlottesville, but has it made a difference?
No.
No.
I guess.
So I'm in Tennessee, where all the they were trying their damnedest to like outlaw drag shows. Like, Like, as if anyone's ever accidentally stumbled upon a drag show. It's such an odd thing to take umbrage with. It's so fucking odd. And they're, they're doing everything they can to make sure you.
Well, sometimes you see a sign and you're like, drag show, and you're like, fuck yeah, the guys are gonna race some cars down the street.
Like, ooh, drag racing? Are we dragging a black guy? What are we doing?
Don't put
And then
that
you
in
go,
the
and
intro.
it's just a bunch of men dressed like women's, and you're like, where are the cars?
It gets me too hard and it makes me mad.
And then my penis cries.
Right
I
into
gotta
the
go
loading
out
dock.
back to the loading dock and give it a loading dock, if you know what I mean.
So much cum.
So the other day, Nyes shared a video from his TikTok feed, which is fairly cursed, showing the boys from Drag Syndrome. Now, if you're not familiar with Drag Syndrome, it's a bunch of dudes with Down syndrome who are either having the time of their lives dressing up in drag or are being exploited by being forced to dress in drag. Hard to say, right? Definitely one of the two, right?
Maybe not
And I
even
just had a
forced to dress in drag, but definitely forced to have a TikTok account.
Right, yeah. Hard to say. Don't know exactly how I feel about Drag Syndrome, the account, but, fuck, if they're into it, and, nobody's hurt anybody, whatever, fine. And so I thought to myself, it'd be really interesting if, like, those dudes rolled up to, like, the Tennessee Assembly. Because on the one hand, it's like, oh, man, drag show, But on the other hand, drag performed by guys who, these assholes would have at least thought about aborting.
I don't know where you're
They
going
found
with this,
out.
but I'm
I'm
here
very
for the ride.
confused by all this, Lee.
Yeah. What is the end of this story?
Lee, did you finish that gummy?
The end of that story is the video of Drag Syndrome.
Slay or stay? Mwah.
That second to last one is very much Nathan Lane in the birdcage.
Very much so, yes. Look at him go.
Wonderful. I hope they're having a good time. I hope they're not being exploited. But it sure seems
They seem
like
like they're having
exploitation.
But also, maybe they're both being exploited and having fun. That's always a possibility as well. They look like they're having a hell of a time. So,
Like a YouTube child, is what you're saying, Lee.
Yeah.
Those kids are all fucked
Like,
up.
they get to stay home and play video games all day, but, it's going to fuck them up when they're older.
Yeah. When they sue for emancipation.
At the age of 14.
Yeah.
What's that
I'll
Ryan
go live
kid's
with
up to?
Grandma.
You guys remember Mommy and Gracie?
No.
Boy, do
I
I.
vaguely do.
Well, I think you guys only know Mommy. Me and Jose were around Mommy and Gracie at Playfair, and it was a mom-daughter toy unboxing team, and then daughter disappeared from the channel altogether.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes.
But this creepy white bitch still kept playing mommy on the YouTube after her daughter was like, "This is fucking dumb."
And
She got
now she's
tased by
probably a
YouTube
billionaire
fame, don't leave
because of
gone.
it, especially now.
Fucking nonsense. All right. Anything else we're talking about, Mahoney?
Oh, yes. I
What
do.
do you got?
So Lee, on TikTok now, you know TikTok. TikTok, I think
I'm
we all
aware.
can agree, is really a pioneer. Like, really just pushing the world forward with inventions and good ideas.
Oh,
And their latest good idea is that you can make the voice of Optimus Prime say anything you want.
oh, that yes.
Yeah. So I made Optimus Prime say a few things for you, Lee.
Lee,
Because I know. you
listen
love
to me
Optimus.
closely. I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, and you must stop coming on me. Lee, listen to me closely. I am Optimus Prime, leader of the Autobots, and you must stop coming on me. Lee.
You gotta stop, Lee. He's asking you nicely.
I would never. I would
Lee.
Never
never.
stop?
You'd never stop.
Yikes.
Lee, please. The world is in danger. It is imperative that you let me out of this jar. Lee, please.
Jar, of course, being a cum jar.
Right.
Obviously, sure, yeah, of course.
Not everybody knows what a cum jar is, but Optimus Prime sadly does.
Gonna need a bigger jar.
Lee, you have to stop texting me at work to ask if you can, quote, put another load in my trailer. Lee, you have to...
That's my favorite one. Put another load in my trailer.
Lee, you have to stop texting me at work to ask if you can, quote, put another load in my trailer. Lee,
Jesus Christ.
Oh, is there another
Sounds
one?
like something you do, to be honest.
There is another one.
Lee,
What's this now?
you can push as hard as you like. I won't fit in that hole.
You know? Looking around, I got some that definitely would.
What hole?
Oh, that's true. The one you're thinking about, but not the other one. Oh,
Your pee hole?
damn. What? Why do you think that first?
Yeah, I thought pee hole first too.
Oh.
Why on
Okay.
earth would he try to shove Optimus Prime in his pee hole?
Because
Lee's famously
Lee's,
had pee hole issues.
yeah, Lee's pee hole is a character.
Yeah, he's got to
That's
clear
true.
it out every now and then, so he sends Optimus in there to
I
blast
guess.
out all the scar tissue.
Lee, I have a very important
Yeah.
question for you.
Yes.
If you were going to try to fit Optimus Prime up your damaged pee hole, would it be in robot mode or vehicle mode?
Oh, vehicle mode.
Of
Yeah,
course.
vehicle mode, easy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
If I was going to try to stick him up your dick, I would put him in vehicle mode too.
Yeah, too much kibble as robot mode.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful, Mahoney. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's nice to know that you respect my feelings in this.
I wouldn't want to.
situation.
I wouldn't want to be a bother.
I am
Yeah,
so
it's good.
happy
I
you found that
appreciate it.
before the show tonight, Mahoney.
It was amazing. I'm very pleased with it.
Next time, send them to me in secret.
Yes, I should have. I was too excited. I was too excited.
You know,
I get it.
I bet you were too. Just sitting around the basement cackling your ass off.
The thing was like, did you know you can have Optimus Prime say anything you want on TikTok? And it was like, try it now. And I did the try it now, and it was like, Lee, please stop coming on me. And it worked, and I was like, well, I have to do this immediately.
Stop
That's what I
you're
was doing.
Amazing.
Time well spent.
Amazing.
Unreal. Put another load in my trailer.
Quote. That's the best. The timing is really good.
I worked very hard on that time.
So what do? You put a bunch of spaces to make it
Commas. Gotta
Oh,
mess with the
nice.
commas.
Nice.
It was perfect. And with any luck, every time Lee looks at Optimus Prime, he'll hear those messages.
Yep.
Yeah, and the background image there is the big fancy transforming one. So that's pretty cool. You fucked that up for me. I like that.
Sure is.
See,
Wait, big fancy transforming one. Can you program in stuff for it to say?
No.
Are you sure?
Actually, maybe you can.
Lee, I can dance,
Yeah,
but I
I mean-
can't make you come.
if it can play sounds and you can add sounds
you
to
can,
it.
I mean, you can definitely upload because you can upload to it via USB.
Well, there we
Well,
go.
here you go, Lee.
Maybe you can. Maybe you can.
Lee, imagine your big, fancy, expensive Optimus Prime drives into the kitchen, turns into a robot, turns and faces you, and says, "Stop texting me at work to ask to, quote, put another load in my trailer.
You can do a whole comedy routine whenever you have guests where it's just you interacting with him and like he comes into the room and turns into the robot mode and he's like, "All right, Lee, I'm ready to go in your ass."
But I don't. He's not supposed to say this. I don't. This is. I told you never to call me here.
Mahoney, I just sent you one. See if you can get that and play that live. Hopefully it delivers to you soon.
Okay.
I have a good idea.
Hang on.
It's just not sending from desktop for some reason.
It's so
taking.
nervous.
Oh, you've seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah, it's loading. It's in my I see it in the preview on the left, but it won't load on the right. So I can see the first half. All right, it's almost here. I'm firing up TikTok while we wait.
All right. In the meantime.
Oh, there we go. So after it feels like fucking forever, we got Guardians Volume 3 came out this past weekend, and we've all seen it, which is the first time that's happened in a hot ass minute.
A while.
I think even Jose saw it.
Yes, I was there. I was 2 seats down from
And
him.
then, of course,
He saw the same
that he didn't
screen
come on the
stain.
show. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Got to share that forever.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's the thing that's happening. I fucking loved it. Like, you know, I'm
Dude, me
granted
too.
I'm half of the bag for all these fucking things, but you know, they still gotta. I'm still discerning enough to be like, this kind of sucks if it sucks. But no.
Yeah.
Guardians Volume 3 is one of those where I'm like, oh, this might be just this side of perfect. Because I feel like as a movie, I think it was really, really good. And then I feel like as like the closeout, this trilogy was very good. And like, you know, everyone got, you know, their arc. Everyone had, you know, no one ends at the same place they start, which I think is really cool and really important to kind of close something out like this.
And it also feels like an end, too.
Yeah, very much so. It feels like it.
Nope.
What did I tell you?
We're gonna ignore that, and I'll just say that it felt like, honestly, if
Cut
this
that part
is
out, Nides.
the last MCU movie, that's kind of okay, you know?
Right.
Like it's okay now. You can go home. You know?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Guardians has always been so different from the rest of the MCU that this felt like must see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
To me,
you ready?
this felt like
Now we're ready.
Go.
Zoe, please stop eating the tuna fish from Subway. Jared diddled the children.
Show that to Zoe.
I gotta start using different pictures for all of these.
Oh, yeah. Whatever, man.
Incredible.
But anyways, now that I'm back from my special secret mission, yeah, I agree with you, Lee. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was great.
It's funny because I did not enjoy it as much as 2, and I feel like I'm in the minority of people who like 2 even more than 1 or even 3. But
2 in my mind and 1 are like 1 is when 1 came out, it was one of my favorite of the MCU, no doubt, top 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then when 2 came out, I was like, honestly, very similar. They're really like right next to each other, you know. So I hear you.
But my criticisms are very slim because I was bawling through at least like 3/4 of that movie.
Yeah.
Because every time I would recover from like a rocket scene, they would hit me with like a Quill Gamora scene or whatever, man. There was just so many different angles that were just so emotional.
I really enjoyed, speaking of the Gamora, I really enjoyed that they did not have her and Peter back together by the end.
The balls.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was pretty cool that, it's a different Gamora. It's not the same Gamora that they all knew.
Mm-hmm.
She's just effectively a different person because she missed on all of these experiences, and they didn't just like shoehorn it together to put her and Peter back together by the end of it. I really like that she kind of like found her own place, and they all found their own place, and it wasn't always together, which I think is really cool.
Mm-hmm. It was cool.
They
Yeah,
did.
and it really felt like, but also by the end, it was Gamora was like, oh, this is why I thought these people were family.
Right.
Right.
Mhm. There was so much of the heavy emotional stuff, and then you would swing back to the Guardians all screaming at each other. Just everybody just angry and yelling, and it's like, this is a lot for me to take in right now. I don't know if I can take it.
The scene they fuck up High Evolutionary, which honestly one of my favorite scenes in the movie, probably one of my favorite MCU scenes, is when the High Evolutionary finds Rocket alone and he's screaming at him that he's an abomination and he's a waste and he's nothing without him and how dare he leave and all this stuff, and he's whipping him around with his gravity powers, and Rocket just reaches down and touches a button on his leg and like completely negates all of his powers and just shoots him with a gun, like just defeats him like he's absolutely nothing. I'm like,
Because he's
I love it.
At the end of the day, he's just some fucking nerd that gave himself gravity powers. Like, that's it. He's just he's a regular dude who gave himself a superpower. And if you just fucking negate that with your own superpower, being a genius, fuck that guy. Like, it's
They
so
build
good.
him up through the whole movie of he's essentially a god, and then Rocket's just like, yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck him. Here's a button.
And they plant
I push
that
this
seed.
button, I shoot you with a gun.
I feel like it was the first scene where they're walking around, and Rocket's like, yeah, I gotta test out these fucking gravity boots, make sure they work
just
on a
planting
slope.
the seeds.
Just like in your
And
loading
then-
dock.
When they fucking rip his face off.
Yeah.
And he's all fucked up under there because Rocket tore him to shreds when he escaped.
Hell yeah.
Was so cool.
That
And
was
like
so cool.
gross, but also satisfying because
Yes.
even though a lot of the animal abuse was
Quill-
off screen, you really wanted that
He
motherfucker
looks like
to get it.
RoboCop.
Yeah, that was great.
He looks like RoboCop because his face is stretched out. Yeah.
But yeah, so they show his face all ripped up. Rocket and the Guardians defeat him, and then they're saving all the animals, and so it's this big, heavy scene, and then they're running to the ship, saving all the animals, and Mantis throws a monkey into that random lady's face. I fucking screamed in the theater. Like, I laughed so hard.
I love the idea of this little community of nowhere now having to deal with all of these different, essentially Earth animals that they've never encountered before.
And children.
Yeah. And trying to figure out which ones are carnivores, which ones are herbivores, and I feel like a lot of it is probably trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The kind of thing that, they probably should have asked Peter to hang out for a couple of weeks.
Okay, what's this one?
Hey, what's this one? Right.
What does he eat?
Does he eat? Oh, fuck, he eats this one. Oh, that's a real problem. Oh, no.
It was really a masterful way to end everyone. Like, so one thing I said in our chat is this took the kind of Spider-Man trilogy approach of like, you can now look at the Guardians trilogy as essentially a Rocket origin trilogy.
Right. Because
it sets up the next trilogy.
He doesn't become Rocket Raccoon until the very end.
Till the very end.
Right.
And it's just kind of like in Spider-Man Far From, or whatever the last one was called, where it's like, oh, now he's the Spider-Man that we actually are used to. Like, it all makes sense now what they were doing with all this, and it's like I think that's really cool and original.
And it's the little thing too, like it's the little small thing where he's been busting people's balls his whole life.
Yep.
For calling him a raccoon.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, he just never seen one before.
Right.
He didn't know that's what he is.
Yep.
Like literally not knowing what he is after all the figurative shit about self-discovery is kind of genius. You know what I mean? Like literally not knowing is really, really, really clever.
The scene with him seeing all the baby raccoons was so sweet.
Yeah.
I loved that.
And then he just gathers them all up.
Yep. I was like, my butthole was clenched the whole time. I was bracing. Feels like every fucking 15 minutes, I was bracing for them to kill off one of the characters.
Absolutely.
And I was so goddamn relieved when they didn't.
When they were on
and they knew you were clenched that whole time.
When they were on the living meat planet,
that was so gross.
It got to a point where it seemed like a bunch of them were gonna die. Like they shot Drax right in the chest. Mantis got fucked up. Like I thought a couple of them were gonna die right there and then. And they didn't, and then they all survived.
So glad they all survived.
The balls to have them all
that
survive.
meat planet had so much gross yellow liquid on it.
Yeah, that's piss.
It was a lot of
bile. All of the security cameras were eyeballs.
Yep. When they fucking Nathan Fillion comes in and he's got like his guys and Drax says something stupid. He's like, and Quill's like, oh, he's a little, Nathan Fillion's like, oh yeah, I got one of those too.
I got one of those. Yeah.
Oh god, drives me friggin' nuts. I hate everything he says. I want to just put his head through a fucking wall. The guy's like, I'm right here.
But you know what? I got those people at work too. I get it.
Yeah, we all got one.
You do. Yeah. That's the most relatable thing in a superhero movie I've ever seen.
For real.
Yeah. It's what we call in the business a real loading dock fucker.
But yeah, just magnificent end for all of them. Every single one of them got a perfect fitting end.
Yep.
You're right. They made you think all of them were going to die. None of them died.
Yeah.
Like, Nebula gets a family. Drax gets a family. Peter gets to go back to Earth. Like, literally everyone gets the ending they deserve.
The only thing that bummed me out, and it's just like not because I didn't like it, but just the thought of Drax and Mantis not having each other really bums me out. But like, you know, she might come back. You never know.
I bet Mantis will be back.
Yeah,
she'll come. She'll come and visit if nothing else. It'll be fine.
I really hope the legendary Star-Lord is a show rather than a movie, because I feel like you could get so much out of Star-Lord adjusts to life on Earth as a show.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the whole idea of him mowing the lawn while his grandpa's girlfriend or wife's like 40-something-year-old son doesn't help him, like, that could be an episode in its own. Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
When the lady answers the door.
Yeah.
How many of us thought that was his nurse?
For at least a minute, I was like, is this his nurse? His wife? Is like, who is this? Because you don't know how healthy he is.
Right. He's supposed to be 90.
Yeah. I don't know if you've since seen. Well, no, Peter said he's got to be like 90.
Right.
Like, Peter had no idea. And plus, he's a buffoon, Like, he doesn't know.
Right.
He's probably like 75. Like, who knows? But I have since learned on TikTok that in Guardians 2, when Ego is like expanding the seed on Earth.
Yes.
There's a scene.
He's in the car outside the Dairy Queen.
His grandpa and the wife are in the car outside the Dairy Queen.
Oh, Black Wife?
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I saw that back then. I thought everybody had seen that. And then I mentioned it to Nicole, and she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, but you're not the right audience for this. Maybe
I remember the scene with the grandpa. I did not remember the Black Wife.
She's there.
Hey, you don't remember her because you hadn't seen her before. You remember the grandpa because you'd seen him, and he's like an actor that you know and shit like that. I mean,
right,
it makes sense. But yeah, it's very, very good. And the grandpa's paper having fucking
Kevin Bacon.
The headline was about Kevin Bacon talking about being abducted by aliens.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell you what, seeing the Marvels trailer before Guardians of the Galaxy 3 really hammers home the point that these Disney Plus shows actually do matter, huh?
Yeah.
So Marvels is essentially 2/3 Disney Plus characters, and then Guardians 3 talked a whole lot about that holiday special. You know, did they name drop Kevin Bacon at one point?
Just in the paper.
Okay.
I still haven't even seen the holiday special.
And then the whole
I waited to watch it with Lisa, and it's
so
May. I still haven't seen
Dude,
it.
it's so great.
Well, then I guess you were kind of confused by the fact that Mantis is Quill's sister.
Well, I mean, not really, because I saw Guardians 2. I know Ego went and fucked around, so I was like, yeah, sure.
That was
you're
the
his
big
sister,
reveal
whatever.
in the Christmas special, is that they were brother and sister.
That sucks, though. You should watch the Christmas special. It's so good.
Yeah,
I
so
know.
fun.
Fantastic.
You got a wife.
Yeah,
you know how it is. Agreed to watch one thing with her in December. Now it's May. I still haven't seen it.
No, my wife was like, a Christmas thing? Fuck yeah. And so
Yeah.
we did it because she loves Christmas.
It may take me a few more watches and listening to the soundtrack on its own, but I would say the weakest of the 3 soundtracks altogether. But I'm not as
easily.
familiar with all the music.
Without a
I
doubt.
can
Well, that's the
believe
thing. To
that.
be fair, it's a bunch of fucking Zune music up until the 2000s.
Right.
You don't have the sweet spot of, like, you know, Meredith's kick-ass taste, you know?
But also, like, that Dog Days Are Over song, like, has just hit its peak.
Yeah.
Like, that song is now legendary.
I saw
status.
someone
Like, that
suggest
song
that
is
it's the
huge on
running up that
TikTok.
hill of this year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that song, no one... Sure, people had heard that song, but no one had heard that song until Stranger Things made it a thing. Like, Guardians 3 just made that song a thing.
I think when the near the end, when what was that, Florence and the Machine was playing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the song we were just talking about.
Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know what the name of that song was. I don't think that's what was in that spot originally, because Groot and Rocket's dancing at the beginning does not match.
I think James Gunn said that it was always supposed to be the last song, the dancey song.
Really?
I mean, maybe,
Weird.
but James
So
Gunn
that-
also would certainly lie about that if it wasn't,
No, but
you know?
but also you should consider that maybe it was just the edit was out of sync,
Could be.
or you know they were using a shot here that's not in sync with the music, but you know, whatever.
I agree, Kelly. Their dancing looked pretty weird at the beginning.
Like Groot fucking smuggling guns in to see the High Evolutionary.
That
was
was so
so
fucking
cool.
badass.
Go kaiju
Then turn
mode.
into a goddamn golem by the end.
Yeah.
Back,
That's another scene that was great. When they're going to get they're trying to get the kill switch, you know? All they want is, how can we operate on Rocket without killing him? And Drax is like, we're going to go in there, we're going to kill them all and get the kill switch. And Peter's like, we're not killing anybody. And Drax is like, we're going to kill one guy. And he's like, we're not killing anybody. And Drax is like, one guy, he's sad and lonely and nobody will miss him. And they're like, Drax, you're making it sad. Like, we're not killing anybody. And then they get there, and Peter sees what they did to Rocket, sees the video of the experiments and all that. And he gets in that room with all the scientists and the High Evolutionary, and he has Groot unfold the 75 guns, and he's like, kill every last one of them. Like,
So good.
so good.
Quill has a little bit of an anger problem.
He does, but I fucking loved it. Like,
Yeah, you know what? Fair.
Yeah, he'd been through some shit.
yeah.
Going back to the music, I think my favorite needle drop in the whole movie was Crazy on You as Adam Warlock's flying it. It made me laugh. It
Yeah.
was so cool. And I really liked Adam Warlock, and I just assume a lot of people are not going to.
Yeah, people do not like Adam Warlock on the internet, it seems. I like him. I thought he was great as the childlike Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
I think it makes perfect sense of, like, he's still a child. And it also seems extremely reasonable to be like, well, yeah, come the next movie, he'll probably be a little less dumb because he'll be a little more older.
Yeah.
Babies!
You know? Like, what is so hard to grasp about that, internet?
And, you know, and in true Guardians fashion, he fucking joins the team because guess what? He finds himself with some very sudden, very heavy trauma, watching his only family get blown to fucking pieces.
Holy shit. I just remembered when High Evolutionary pulled the step stool out to talk to Aisha.
Oh my god.
What male fragility.
I really think that High Evolutionary is the best Marvel villain because
He's
he
tremendous.
is such a piece of shit in every regard.
Yeah.
He's not redeemable. Like his most redeemable scene was when he was sitting with Rocket in his lap and they were watching the rocket launch.
Yeah.
But then everything else.
Even that, like by the end of the scene, it turned around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not coming,
completely.
homie.
Yeah. Like, you just wanted to see this dude die so bad.
Yeah.
That's one too. When in that scene you're talking about when Quill and Groot get in there,
Yes.
and he's going on and on. And he's like, "Shut the fuck up! Like I don't have
Yeah.
I don't have the patience to listen to another one of you guys do your fucking thing. Like I'm over this."
Yeah.
And
That
like
was
a big
great.
part of what made him such a good villain was all of the Rocket stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the baby Rocket stuff. And like I saw people were, and like my mom was telling me about the Chicago Tribune reviewer was complaining about how the stuff like with Rocket was disturbing. And it's like, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
no
exactly.
shit.
That's
Supposed to be
that's
disturbing.
That's the point. That is 100% the point of that. He has a tragic
frankly,
backstory. Literally,
If you
his
walked
first
out of that with any other reaction, you
fucked
should
up.
probably do some self-assessment.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. What literal Rocket's first word is hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's awful. And PETA gave this movie an award because it accurately depicts animal testing, and you know what? They fucking nailed it.
Awful.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like this is just kind of how it is, and sometimes you need to put a lovable cartoon character in that spot to get people to reassess
care.
things. Yeah.
There was a
about-
tweet
yeah,
just before the show that was like, police shoot dog at homeless camp. And it was like, oh, okay, so now the police definitely shot the dog. We don't have to be like, police take down insane man, like, fearing for their own lives.
Yeah.
Like, when it's a dog, it's like, no, these evil cops shot the dog. When it's, an actual person, it's like, well, who knows
That guy
what was
got
going
arrested
on.
4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy got arrested 4 years ago. They had to shoot him. Yeah.
You're right, Kelly. Sometimes they need to be like, well, yeah, you wouldn't care about this guy, except he hurt a cartoon raccoon. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, fuck him.
I love that his whole plan is to create this perfect utopia, and he literally creates a zootopia. But then all of these advanced animal people just end up being chronic masturbators, and the fucking society doesn't progress past that.
Yep.
Yeah. He just makes America.
Just a bunch of
Oh my
addicted
God.
to masturbating animals.
When Quill's trying to explain to Nebula how to get in the damn door of the car.
Yeah.
It's all like, it's like
The first
there's a
F-bomb
thing,
of
a
the
button-
MCU.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah. It's like, push the thing below the handle that grabs. Like, now what? Now get in the fucking car.
So good. I had seen that
Horrible
on.
design.
They had leaked that, I think, in a way of being like, hey, this is going to happen. So if you have a problem with this, don't even fucking come. But yeah, it's so good.
I saw today talking about just the warnings you should have had. I saw something today about how this person was upset that this movie did not have trigger warnings ahead of it for genocide because
Okay.
it blew up the planet.
Did they recently
should've-
experience a genocide?
Probably not. Let's see. It was missing trigger warnings for genocide, for animal cruelty, and for like people being mean to each other. It was just some real 10-ply bullshit. I was like, oh, good God.
I mean, I get every time I see a Marvel movie, I am at it with the perspective of, can I take Will to see this? And I absolutely cannot take Will to see this.
No.
Like,
This
I
might be
get it.
the most not kids movie.
Yeah.
out
Oh,
of-
absolutely.
by
I
far.
can't imagine a child coming out of that movie with anything but a traumatic experience.
As we're walking
Like,
out of it, I questioned bringing
Well, my
Mary.
kids loved it.
well, your kids are pre-traumatized. You got them all set. They've seen some shit.
Because like not only is the rocket stuff traumatic, but like incredibly graphic violence in
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
It's not against people, so that means it doesn't get the R rating. But there's a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah, blow up a whole bunch of the crazy, like the war pig dude gets fucking obliterated.
Yeah.
You talked about it earlier, but like when they pull off the High Evolutionary's mask, like I was surprised at just how gnarly that was.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking gnarly, you know.
Mhm.
Looked
Looked great.
I think the only reason they could get it past the ratings is because there wasn't any like dripping blood or anything. It was just meat.
Yeah, the rules are so weird. It's got to be
Yeah.
something dumb like that. Yeah.
He's definitely like James Gunn is smart enough to know exactly how far he could go.
Yes.
Oh, by this point, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's been around this. He's done this a time or two.
Well, there
Yep.
was the theme throughout the movie about perfection, and the moral is that no one is perfect, nothing is perfect, and I think
Yep.
that was possibly a reference to James Gunn getting fired, but then I forget who says it, but the line is everyone deserves a second chance. That
Rocket.
was definitely about James Gunn getting fired.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Have you guys just sat and thought about how quickly James Gunn got fired from Marvel over a 10-year-old tweet? Yet, here we are with a Flash movie coming out this summer, and what's his name? Kang and all that.
Yeah. Speaking of, lots of talk on the internet of just make the actor who played High Evolutionary the new Kang. Which, fine, cool, he did a phenomenal job, except the only reason you want him to be Kang is because he's also a black guy. And you're like, all black guys look alike.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
black guy seems cool, make him Kang.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
Yeah.
okay,
Until they
well,
recast, every working black actor is going to be suggested for Kang.
yeah.
Yeah.
The dude I
My guess,
suggested,
the only reason they haven't dropped Kang is they've got to have some sort of legal issue to where if they would drop him and he somehow gets cleared of everything, that it would be defamation of character and he could sue them for a shit ton of money or something.
well,
There's
yeah,
gotta
but
be
like,
something like that.
You
Yeah,
would
but
hope.
his-
Well, I was about to say you'd hope they do their due diligence and make sure it's all legit, but they, in the past, have not done that. You're right. Like it's very knee jerk typically, so it is odd that they're dragging their heels on.
all of his representation dropped him. So at this point, I think it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I think they just need to get the legal mumbo jumbo out of the way.
Maybe
so
they're
it's
just
like, all right,
waiting
we're
in-
clear.
They're waiting until it drops on Disney Plus so that they
I
can
mean,
just make sure they get
I
as
also
many people
like
seeing it as
he's
possible.
in Loki season 2. Like he's an actor in Loki season 2.
And if
I
they're
think
gonna-
part of them is
yeah.
like we got to get that out and on the thing, and then be like, now he's fired.
If
They already shot all that before all that happened.
if they were going to try and reshoot for Loki, that is now in jeopardy because of the writer's strike.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
working black actor
I would say either
suggested-
way at this point, you just fucking put Loki on hold.
Yeah, maybe.
They can't put Loki on hold. It's the linchpin of their multiverse saga.
Mm,
Ugh.
we'll see.
That's the problem with stuff like this is that it's
I know.
comics are way easier because they're not real people.
Right. I mean that's the lesson here is you have to make sure you're not hiring an abuser.
Yeah,
Like, because this guy, yeah, sure, he had the one girlfriend who was like, whoops, I fucked up, sorry the police arrested you, but then multiple other people came out and were like, no, this guy's actually a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
So, like, find those people before you make him the linchpin to your multiverse saga,
yeah.
So the dude that I suggested should replace Kang was Black Manta and he was Dr. Manhattan on Watchmen. And then
Yeah,
today
he's great.
I'm reminded, no, that's not possible because he's Wonder Man.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, great. I love Wonder Man.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
looking
just
at
for you, Mahoney.
Avengers 9 on my wall right now.
Wonder Man currently shooting, and shooting was shut down because of the writer's strike.
Yeah, well, it's shooting, and the script and all that is finished, but they shut down shooting because the writers were picketing it. Like,
Right.
they couldn't get to the site. So it will likely continue to shoot and finish. But yeah, we're about to. I mean, we all lived through the last writer's strike, so it's
Yeah.
about to be the same thing we went through before. There's going to be a
Yeah.
shit ton
Some
of
real-
reality TV.
Real dark times. Yeah.
Yeah.
bunch of
I think I
bullshit.
got 2 more months of General Hospital until they run out of their backlog.
And then you're gonna have those somebody did a great expose on it of here's all the movies that came out during the writer's strike,
Oh,
and they
were
all sucked
shit.
because the writers left 3/4 of the way through the script and they had an intern finish it.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah,
There were some bangers
Quantum
on
of
that
Solace, they were all terrible. So it's gonna be
Think
wild.
It really
It
is
was-
What the
hilarious when the writers are like, we want to put some legal language in our contract that says you can't just replace us with AI. And the studios are like, nah.
It is strange to me, this being the second writer's strike of my life. Both times I'm like, boy, these writers have completely reasonable requests. Why are we doing this again?
Uh-huh.
It's almost like it's indicative of our entire culture and capitalism.
Yeah, no doubt. Because the first one was, if I recall, hey, can I have some of the money you're making from streaming? And they were like, can you suck my dick? Get out of here. And they were right to ask for that, and I'm glad they got the money for it, because that's, as they correctly
fair,
identified, the future. And now they're basically like, can you please not have a robot take my ideas and write a script with them? And the studios are like, can you please, enough with the demands? Just let us replace you with robots.
I saw
Fuck
something
off.
to the effect of, in the 3 days that the writer strike has been going on, the studios have lost more money than it would have cost to agree to their demands.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Pretty well. I didn't think when I was racking up tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt at art school that I'd be living in the generation where art died.
Right.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
If you are listening to the sound of my voice and you are a laborer, you are a worker, you have a job, you need to be prepared to strike at any moment. And I think we bring these fucking corporations to their knees.
Well, remember when the real workers tried that a few months ago, last year, and they were like, "Oh no, that's illegal now."
Oh yeah, Biden stepped in on that. But it's happening.
Oh no, anyone can do it except you guys.
Except you guys.
Yeah,
You guys
not you.
actually way too important.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but I do think it's interesting that when the news came out that, yes, indeed, corporations were just greedy and it wasn't inflation, everybody just kind of sat back and went, interesting. How about fuck that?
That's so wild.
All checked out.
I had another point I was going to make before we got on this depressing topic. Cannot remember what it was.
We were talking about
movies, and then start talking about the real world. And
people
shit went
getting
south.
canceled and replacing Kang, and was it before all that?
No, I don't remember what it was. It'll come back to me at some point.
That they obviously.
Okay. No,
yes.
I got it. House of the Dragon. So I am 1,000% on the writer's side. I think the studios are being ridiculous. I think what the writers are asking for is completely reasonable, and not only completely reasonable, but a no-brainer. Of course, we should have to say that we will not have robots take the collective creations you've made so far and use that to make new things, without paying you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Obviously, that should be the case.
Yeah, because
But-
why should they hire a writer when they can just
Hire
scan
a
a bunch
robot
of
to
scan a bunch
steal
of
from
comic
a
books
writer.
and have the robot write a superhero movie?
Exactly. It's just like the problem with AI art, where they're like, "Yeah, I made new art." And it's like, no, you stole a bunch of other art and turned
Yeah.
it into new art. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't count.
And they're like, no, it's totally original. And I'm like, yeah, sure, that might be the case, but look at the fucking hands.
No, you made
Yeah.
art soup.
Exactly. And then it's like, well, who do I sue? Because this is a fucking robot, you know? Like, who do I sue? So, I did see the one time where the writers lost me is the House of the Dragon people were like, we can still shoot because we have all our scripts done. And some writer quote tweeted it and was like, oh, you got all your scripts done? Well, who's going to be on the set for impromptu rewrites and to judge the tonality of the dialogue that the actors give and to assess the fit of the tone
And you're like-
blah blah. And I'm like,
you're like,
I think you're just making
director?
up responsibilities at this point. Like literally anyone else on the set could handle that. I think like
The director?
It is
Yeah,
part
like-
of
Isn't that the director's job?
part of the negotiations
Exactly.
is they want a writer on staff on set at all times for productions. For that exact reason.
which like cool, but like that specific part of the negotiation probably not the most defendable piece. Like let's not focus on that if I'm
Yeah,
the
'cause
writers.
classically,
you know?
that's
Maybe
just
that's the
not
thing
your
they.
job.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing that they put in there, so that'd be the one thing they can get rid of at the end. Like, fine, we'll take
Yeah.
that out. We'll take that part out.
They're like, who's gonna assess the tonality? I'm like, anyone? I don't know. You're losing me here. Don't talk about that.
And going back to Guardians, Chris Pratt has
Oh, right.
become somewhat of an easy target, a punchline in recent years, but he acted his fucking ass off in that movie.
You sure did.
Nah, he was great.
Yeah, he was great.
Probably Bradley Cooper's greatest performance.
Yeah.
For real.
Not lost on me that the Guardians that stuck around are the CGI ones, and Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. Like,
And
you
the
got
girl from Lazy
Groot?
Town.
and Rocket and a dog. So they're like, yeah,
A very good
Bradley
dog.
Cooper, a very good dog. Bradley
And
Cooper
fucking
agrees.
Lavelle?
Yeah, and
Right?
Lavelle at the end? Yeah.
That's cool.
I did not realize that she was a Marvel until I watched an
Yep.
Easter egg video about it. I thought she was just the little girl from Lazy Town baking a cake.
Yeah, that was cool. She's obviously like it's a very different,
Right,
who knows
right,
what she
right,
will
right.
be because the MCU did not follow that path at all. But very, very cool to see her. Also cool that we didn't talk about the fucking corridor fight scene set to No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Oh, such a good fight.
Unreal.
Like, everyone doing just awesome shit over and
Yep.
over again. Oh, so good.
Just a great movie in general. Like,
Yep.
yes, the animal stuff was horrific to watch. Yes, it was horribly sad, but like a great movie.
You need, like, I don't know, man. Like, you need bad shit in movies to make the good shit worth having.
Yeah.
That's how
Mhm.
stories work.
Especially for all the times people are like, oh, Marvel movies are just a bunch of jokes. Like, not this one.
yeah.
There were jokes. But
Animal abuse is just a very, very sensitive subject.
I get it.
And
I get it.
if people aren't prepared for it, I can understand.
They
Absolutely.
were all cartoons. They were all cartoon animals.
That reminds
No
me,
one.
James Gunn has straight up confirmed that the reason Rocket is always trying to get artificial limbs. He wants Bucky's arm. He wants that guy's leg from Guardians 1. He takes the eye. All of that is because it reminds him of his friends. They all had
Aw.
artificial
That's
limbs.
Yup.
So fucked up.
Fucking got Bucky's arm for Christmas.
Hmm.
Oh,
good.
Mahoney doesn't know that happened.
No, I know that.
He's probably seen the whole thing on TikTok, just not
I've
like
seen
in
most
Wood
of it on
Right.
TikTok.
City.
Oh, So James Gunn heading to DC. Well, I mean, he's already in DC. This is his last Marvel thing for now, and he's running DC. And obviously, did they show the Flash trailer before Guardians for All of You?
Yeah.
It is hilarious how much of a Batman trailer that Flash trailer is.
Oh, it's just a Batman movie.
I know.
I was like, they should have just called this World's Finest.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't even a Flash movie.
I'm sure Michael Keaton's going to be in it for a whole 8 minutes.
It's gonna be so little,
but
people are going to be so fucking disappointed.
They got me. Like, I am gonna go see Michael Keaton Batman in the movie theater in the summer because nostalgia. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I don't have that nostalgia, so I can freely pass on this one.
Go. James Gunn has gone on record to say that it is the greatest superhero movie ever made.
Yeah, that's sure.
I have heard more. I've heard a shocking amount of people say that coming out of like screenings and whatnot. And
who said that? Was it
true.
James Gunn, Jeff Johns, Jim Lee,
right? Like,
Ezra Miller?
You need to hear it from
Michael
other
Keaton.
people.
I feel like James Gunn has a reputation.
It certainly does look good.
I don't know that it. That's the thing. I don't even know that it does look good.
I don't think it looks very good either.
I said this. I said a very similar thing. Like, I don't think the trailer was good, but it had a lot of Michael Keaton Batman in it, so it fooled me.
Well, I think I just have such an aversion to Ezra Miller as Flash, where it's just like, no matter what that trailer was, I'd be like, well, that looks like shit.
That costume.
And the thing is, too, is that it's the opposite of Guardians 3 in every possible way, right? Where this, where everything that happens in this movie, good, bad, or otherwise, it's all earned, right? Like, forget all the other MCU movies or whatever. Just in the context and confines of the Guardians movies, this is all earned stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where the Flash, like the Flash movie, being Flashpoint, basically, that's not earned. Like, no one, like, there's not been enough Flash on the big screen for anyone to really give a fuck about the Flash.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yet the Flash is the end of all of this stuff, apparently.
I mean,
and
Flashpoint is literally the story of him, wanting his mom to not die, and they haven't even talked about that in a movie yet.
No, right. Like, there's no one knows. Like, we know because we know, but most people have no fucking idea.
No one who saw Batman versus Superman or Justice League is like, it's so sad how Flash's mom died and his dad got framed for it. Anybody who knows that knows it from the fucking WB show.
Yeah,
right.
Question.
CW.
How many movies has Ezra Miller's Flash been in?
2, right?
3 if you count the cameo in Suicide Squad.
Okay, so what are the other 2?
Justice League and a cameo in Batman versus Superman.
What? Oh, he did do the cameo in Batman v Superman, the cameo in Suicide Squad, and then Justice League. But only one full movie.
Any kind of meat, just Justice League. Yeah. With any kind of anything, it's just Justice League.
Wait, was the
Justice League, which, by the way, fucking Justice League, which has 2 competing versions of the character, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's, like, it's completely unearned. Like, how could there be any kind of emotional gravitas to this fucking Flash picture?
The only way I feel like it's going to live up to the hype of greatest superhero movie ever made is they're doing the multiverse where everybody's coming back. Everybody who has ever been in a DC movie, we will see in this. We'll see Jack Nicholson Joker. We'll see Danny DeVito Penguin. We'll see Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. We'll see Halle Berry Catwoman. We'll see Jim Carrey Riddler.
Because, like, they're not even using fucking stock footage of Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yeah.
Like, they're not doing any of that shit. What you're talking about, they did on the fucking CW a few years ago, and it was kind of awesome.
Yeah. Like, honestly, one of the biggest problems with the DC EU movies is that the CW has already done all those storylines better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there
And
are
like-
2 more Ezra Miller Flash appearances
Well, in Peacemaker,
Okay.
right?
in Peacemaker,
Right.
and then the one
Peacemaker.
bit where he showed up in Arrow,
Flash, yeah. No,
And-
in
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
and then compared the 2 costumes, and Ezra Miller's
his
one
looked like
looked
shit.
really like shit, and they even
Yep.
kind of commented on that. It's
So only one actual full movie. The rest is just cameos.
Yep.
Hmm.
That is kind of funny that The Flash is just cameos in a bunch of everybody else's movies. Just pops in for a second. He's like, gotta go.
Basically. But they couldn't possibly have recast him.
No.
No, it would have been impossible because he's so important. I gotta
It's
go.
funny.
Sorry, sorry I'm late to the set of Peacemaker. I gotta go hold a family hostage in New Hampshire, or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it is I'm doing this week.
It's funny if you think of Ezra Miller's pronouns are they, them, but also there are
Oh,
2
right.
Barrys in The Flash. So
Yeah.
they are literally they, them.
Fair. Very good point. The other
Oh, there's
thing
more
that
than
bothers
two
me with the
Barrys,
Ezra
because-
Miller situation is like you got the Jonathan Majors situation where it's like he is accused of abuse, and he's like, "I did not do this," and you're like, "Boy, there sure are a lot of people accusing you of abuse, though." But with Ezra Miller, it was like Ezra Miller has kidnapped a family, and Ezra Miller was like, "Yeah, what about it?" You know, like Ezra Miller was like straight up, "Yes, I did kidnap a family, and I'd do it again." And everybody's just like, "Oh, that's weird."
I'm still convinced that Ezra Miller did that as a publicity stunt, knowing that they could eventually go on their apology tour when Flash was coming out.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's pretty hardcore. That's fucking wild.
He's a weird actor kid.
Such a fucking weirdo. Just such a weirdo.
Very strange publicity tour.
So that's
And
coming
this is
out.
going to be the comeback. This is their Robert Downey Jr. moment.
Their Kim Kardashian moment.
No. Robert Downey Jr.'s Robert Downey Jr. moment was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. And
Yeah.
That's a fucking great comeback story. That
You
movie
remember
gets you
that?
an Iron Man. By
You remember
now.
that Parks and Rec blooper, Kelly?
No,
The Kim Kardashian comeback story.
I don't. I do not remember
You gotta,
this blooper.
you gotta Google that.
Okay. Which DVD set is it on? I can see if I still have those.
Who knows? They're
Oh,
talking.
God.
They're talking about comeback stories, and Chris Pratt, Andy, is like, you know, they're like Rocky, blah blah, blah, and he's like Kim Kardashian.
Everyone loves a good
And they're
comeback
like-
story, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Seabiscuit, the Mighty Ducks,
Robert Downey Jr. Who else?
Rocky.
Yes.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim. Well,
Well, in the video, she gets cum on her back, I think.
Exactly.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Exactly.
That's a good
Didn't
one.
make it. Didn't make it into the show. I wonder
Nope.
why.
NBC was like, no, thank you. We're not going to air that.
Oh, did you see the clip with him and James Gunn where they're talking about the dummy that they made of him?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh
Love
my
that clip.
god.
The 60-pound dummy that he then
Yeah.
put in his office to scare people.
Yeah, well, but how he was like, yeah, I had the dummy, and when we weren't using it, I put it in my office, and everybody wanted to come in it, and he was like, what? And he's like, come in my office.
No, he said he said they'd come in and scream, and he's like, they what? He's like, yeah, they come in and scream. Fucking funny. It's a good movie, everybody. You should go see it. Fuck, I might go see it again.
I
Have
think
a
I
blast
will.
with it.
Yeah, I might too.
I don't know.
I get it. You like animals more than all of us combined, I think.
I've done enough crying. Kelly likes animals.
No, he doesn't. Kelly's tormented by squirrels on a daily basis.
He doesn't like all animals.
Yeah. I like raccoons. They're cool.
Name me 5 raccoons you like.
Robert,
Ranger Rick.
Jefferson,
Jefferson? All right, fair enough.
Andy, Timothy. And Julie.
King Trash Mouth.
You know what? I'm glad you went with Julie because I was like, real sausage party here, Kelly. You don't like any girl raccoons? Huh?
No.
Huh?
Name
Don't
a
come
woman
around as
raccoon.
Name a woman for $1. Name a woman raccoon.
Good old Julie.
For next week's
those,
show,
those sewer possums were out again.
Oh no!
Had 2 of them in the backyard the other night. These fuckers must have been 30 pounds each.
Oh my god!
They were the biggest fucking possums I've ever seen in my life.
That's too much possum.
And then, like, as they turn the corner and they see us, it looks like there's just 2 of them in the backyard, just face to face. It looked like they're having a meeting. One immediately turns and runs one way. The other turns and smashes its face into the fence, thinking it can turn left and run away, and then it turns around and goes the opposite way of the other one.
Fucking meth heads.
Yep. Back to the sewers with you.
Oh, so gross.
Movies are great, you guys.
All right.
What a good time.
Let's land this fucking bird. It's a good time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our review of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and talk of the mystery come outside Kelly's comic book shop. What shop is that, Kelly? If people want to come check out the cum hole themselves.
No.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
So we'll be back next week, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at the youtube.com/panelsonpages for Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, who I think is having a toenail removed this week. Had like a bum toenail, I think. Pretty mild considering what we've been seeing lately, but he'll be all right. He'll be back soon. Kelly Harris and our good buddy Mahoney. I am the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Talk to you later. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Fucking Google something.
Holy shit. You fucking Google ass bitch.
I didn't want to say it.
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa.
You fucking
Google ass bitch. Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
you fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next Tuesday.